Yes, sir.
So today we are going to see two things. First is HELM, and second we will see, along with HELM, we will see Prometheus and Grafana both. Okay. So
Sir, before starting the class, can I ask something?
yes,
सर कल जो क्लास में नेम स्पेस हुआ था ना सर,
हाँ,
सर उसको उसमें थोड़ा सा क्लैरिटी चाहिए था। सर देखिए, इसमें आपने बताया था कि नेम स्पेस के अंदर हम लोग पॉड क्रिएट करते हैं,
हाँ,
वो पॉड स्पेसिफिक रहेगा उस नेम स्पेस के अंदर। पॉड हम लोग वर्कर नोड पे क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, किसी भी वर्कर नोड पे क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। तो नेम स्पेस भी ऐसा कुछ स्पेसिफिक है कि हम लोग एक पर्टिकुलरली वर्कर नोड पे क्रिएट करें, स्पेसिफिक वर्कर नोड पे?
नहीं, नेम स्पेस इज जो होता है वो क्लस्टर के लिए होता है.
अच्छा,
That name space is for the cluster.
अच्छा, कंप्लीट क्लस्टर, नॉट ऑन द
Yes.
स्पेसिफिक नोड।
No, on the complete cluster. It is actually the definition tells us that namespace is a virtual cluster inside your cluster. It is not depending upon your master and worker node. It is dependent on your cluster.
ओके, इट मींस कि जैसे कि हम लोग डिप्लॉयमेंट में वर्जन 1 वर्जन 2 क्रिएट करते हैं, तो फॉर बोथ द वर्जन्स वी कैन मेक टू डिफरेंट नेम स्पेस.
Yeah, you can create. There is no need of creating separate two clusters. You can just go for only one cluster. Or suppose you are running a dev environment, then you can also run production environment in a different namespace on the same cluster. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So what is HELM? So actually HELM is very important topic and very interesting. Nowadays the interviewer are asking about the HELM. 5 out of 2 interviews they will ask HELM definitely. So actually HELM is a package manager designed for Kubernetes. Do you know what is a package manager? Anyone heard about the package manager?
No, sir.
You have used package manager. 2 package manager you have used. One for Red Hat family, that was Yum, and other for the Debian family, that was APT. That was package manager. Package manager means which helps to install or remove your packages or manage your packages. How you install packages in your software in your Linux, either by Yum or by APT. Yum install Java, Yum install Red, Yum install Git, APT install Git, like that. You are doing or not? What is the full
Yes,
form
sir.
of Yum? What is the full form of Yum?
Another markup language.
No.
That is YAML.
Yeah.
What is the full form of Yum? Yum, the full form of Yum is Yellow Dog Manager and Updater and Manager. Okay.
Okay.
So that was used when we are from the starting we are using Yum. Okay, or APT. APT update -y. APT install Java. Like this we are using. For Kubernetes, there is a package manager known as HELM. Okay. HELM is a package manager for HELM. Can anyone tell me, suppose I have to deploy Nginx, how many manifest I have to write? Suppose I have to deploy application on Nginx, how many manifest I have to write?
2.
Name them.
First for our deployment and other means our services.
Anyone?
I think 3, RS or RC. For RS and RC, one for pod and one for deployment.
No, that is created. If I have created deployment, that will be created inside.
Then
So you have created, right? You have deployed an application recently. How many YAMLs you have to write then?
So 3 YAMLs, one for pod and one for deployment and service.
No, if you are going for deployment, the pod will be automatically created. Replica set
Only
will be
two,
automatically.
Only deployment.
and other services.
Yeah, at least two you have to deploy. Okay, you have to write two manifest, either of deployment. Suppose you are taking deployment, you have to write deployment, and you have to write service. Okay, so suppose you are using and the stateful set. How many YAML we have written?
That's a PV and setful.
Four.
Stateful.
4.
Name them.
PV, secret, service, and stateful set.
4 YAMLs. Suppose I tell you to, if your application demands to use config map, then you have to write config map YAML also. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you are giving some RBAC role based access control to some user, then you have to write RBAC rule, RBAC YAML also. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct or not? Just don't speak yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am telling you, you are understanding me or not?
Yes, sir. Understand.
So PV stateful set only has 4 YAML. Okay. One is stateful set. Then we have created PV. We have created PVC and secret. Okay. Suppose I have to give some information in the config map. Then we have to create config map YAML also. Suppose I want to expose that service through ingress. Then we have to write ingress YAML also. Suppose some application wants to use our cluster, then we have to write service account YAML also. You gone through your notes or not, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually,
Gone
I
through.
have not covered 100% of your notes, but 80% I have covered. You have to, if you are going for daemon sets, you have to write daemon sets YAML. Everything you have to write. And for a perfect application, you have to write at least 9 YAML files or 9 manifest. So you tell me, writing 9 manifest is a tiresome job or not? Is a tedious task or not?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It
So
is.
you will write one deployment YAML. You will write one service YAML. You will write service account YAML, ingress YAML, different types of YAML. So what Helm is doing, Helm has its own repository, like Git repository. Helm has its repository on the name of stable or Bitnami. Okay, listen me very carefully. This information are there in the Google, but it will be easy to understand when you read Google or YouTube. You watch videos on YouTube. So Helm has its repository in form of stable or Bitnami that we will install, and Helm contains chart. Chart is nothing but the YAML files or the manifest. Suppose I have to deploy an application through Nginx. Okay, so I will deploy it through writing the YAML files and application. If the application demands us to maintain secret, config map, and all those, we have to write at least 5 or 6 YAMLs. Correct? So writing 5 and 6 YAML is a tedious task. So instead of writing 5, 6 YAMLs, we go for Helm. And Helm has already ready-made charts or the manifest available in its repository, which we can install to get the advantage of not writing YAML files or not writing manifest. Everything is there readily available in the Helm repository. I have just created some of you are not able to create the EKS cluster. Watch my videos very carefully. Consult those who have already done. Consult those. You will be able to create the EKS cluster by your own. Okay. There is no such hard and fast rule to create EKS cluster. You can create on console. You can create through Bootstrap instance. Okay. So I have one notes. When I was studying, I have prepared one notes that I will pass to you. Helm is a package manager. These all things you have to see. Writing and maintaining Kubernetes YAML manifest for all the required Kubernetes object can be a time-consuming and tedious task. For the simplest of deployment, you would need at least 3 YAML manifest. But we have seen that we can go with 2 also, with duplicated and hard-coded values. Helm simplifies the process and create a single package that can be advertised to your cluster. That we will see what definition is telling us. So some keywords to understand Helm. A chart. First is chart. A chart is a Helm package. It contains all of the resource definition necessary to run an application. Resource definition means the details of your manifest, details of pod, replicas, everything. Tools or service inside the Kubernetes cluster. Think of it like the Kubernetes equivalent of leave it. Or another formula, another definition is Helm chart are simply Kubernetes YAML manifest combined into a single package that can be advertised to your cluster. So when we install Helm and we install Helm charts to our Kubernetes, all the charts required for that application will be automatically installed. I will show you. The release is nothing but the release, version 1, version 2, version 3. These all are the releases. Repository location where package charts can be stored. Charts means your manifest files can be stored and shared, like Git repository. We refer Git repository, we clone Git repository, we take help of Git repository for our different tasks. That Helm has also a repository. So Helm architecture, you go through the Helm architecture, you will easily understand. So I will show you how Helm is working. Then I will go to your Prometheus and Grafana. First, I will just give you the basic how Helm is working, and after that I will install Prometheus and Grafana through Helm chart. Okay, clear everyone? If you're not understanding anything up till now, don't worry. Only keep in mind that Helm helps us to deploy an application without writing the manifest file. Clear, all of you?
Yes,
or
Yes, sir.
Helm has ability, or Helm has ready-made manifest file available in its repository, which we can use for our work. Okay, just keep in mind. I will go through the lab, and that time each and every concept will be clear. Okay, shall I move ahead, or any question is there?
Yes, sir. Move ahead.
Yes, sir.
So I have one notes. First, I will install Helm. Installation is very simple. You have to just follow 2-3 steps and Helm will be installed. apt okay. I am just running it. You see what each command is doing. Okay. chmod 700 get helm.sh. We are giving which permission to helm.sh? Tell me.
Read.
For user. Another 0, 0.
Yes. Helm is installed. If you want, there is a command helm version. Helm is installed. See how easy it was to install Helm. Now, the command goes like that. You have to see your repository. How many repository you are referring to? We are referring, we have installed Git, but we have to work on some repository. So we have to clone that. In Git, what we are doing, we are cloning one repository. So here we have to, what cloning is doing, we are attaching our local machine to our remote repository. Same here, we have to attach our local machine to the remote repository. For that, there is some command. First, you want to see which repository I am connected to. The command is helm repo list. Helm repo list. It is showing no repository to show. Now I want to connect. I want to connect to some repository from where I will download the charts. Download the charts means download the manifest file, download the YAML files for our application. So to connect to a repository, to refer to a repository, you have one command, helm repo add bitnami, and this one. You have one stable repository also. I will show you during the creation of Prometheus and Grafana, during the installation of Prometheus and Grafana. For now, I am showing you bitnami. Just copy it and paste. Bitnami has been added to your repository. Now run your command, helm repo list. It will show that bitnami is there and the URL is this. Means your name of the repository is bitnami, and from here, this URL, it will download your manifest files or charts. Okay, clear everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now I have to search something in my repository. Okay, I want to search something in my repository. Suppose I want to search Jenkins. So helm search the command helm search repo, and suppose Jenkins I want to search. You know now you can run Jenkins on your Kubernetes cluster. Everyone knows or not? Not. Everything can be run as Kubernetes pods are a type of instance. You can run anything inside your pod. This concept is clear to everyone or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
if
sir.
I am able to install Jenkins on my instance, then it is possible to install Jenkins inside your pod or Kubernetes cluster. This concept is clear to everyone, or should I explain
Yes,
you
sir,
from
clear.
the basic?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I want to search the Jenkins. Okay. So helm search repo. Helm search, where I want to search? My repo, which I am connected to this bitnami repo, and I want to search Jenkins. So there is one chart available of chart version 12.1.1, app version this one, description. Jenkins is a open source continuous integration. Now I will install this Jenkins. So for installation of Jenkins, we have this command. Helm install Jenkins. What it is saying, first see it. Helm install, first argument release name. Release name means your release name, your organization release name. Saurabh 1, Saurabh 2, Saurabh 3, UST 1, UST 2, UST 3. Like that, you have your release depending upon your requirement, depending upon your organization. They have the release. So this name you have to give of your own. And the second argument, chart name. Okay. So Helm install test Jenkins, Bitnami Jenkins. So this is the name of my release. If I'm running this first time, the release is first one and the name of your this repository. So from where I will pull it? From Bitnami Jenkins. I will pull it. I will give enter. It will be installed. Okay. You can see name test Jenkins last deploy. This current time is there. Now you want to see the different charts available. kubectl, get, pod. You will have one test Jenkins. Okay, you have not written any, but you have kubectl, get, deploy. You have one deployment also. kubectl, get svc. You have one load balancer service. This is the service for your Jenkins. Okay. This service will show only if you are running EKS. This service will not show, this external IP will not show if you are running your self-managed cluster. Okay. So I am running EKS. That's why it is showing. Now, what type of chart it has installed? Okay. So for that, command is helm show all and Jenkins, Bitnami Jenkins. So these are the things which it has installed. Image pool secrets, name override, everything. If you want to see the pod, you can also see the definition of the pod. I will show you. kubectl get PO. It is in pending state due to some reason. Don't worry. I want to see this pod. kubectl edit pod and the name of the pod. See API version v1 kind pod, metadata, annotation, labels, name, namespace, default. You can see spec, affinity, pod anti-affinity, label selector, match label. These all things are same which we have studied in the past. Containers, environment, name, pod name, value from, field. These all things are created. Getting guys or not?
Yes, sir. Getting.
Yes, sir. Yes.
These
Yes, sir.
see here ports, container port, name, HTTP, protocol, TCP, container port 8443. These all things are created automatically. We haven't written the manifest till it is there because I have used chart, Helm chart. That's why these all things are available. Volume, everything is there. If you want to see the service, kubectl get svc, test Jenkins is the name, kubectl edit svc, the name is test Jenkins. You can see about the service, API version, kind, metadata, spec, everything is there. So we haven't created any manifest. these all were automatically installed as we have used Helm. Clear? Something clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
this was the chart. You can search anything. You can search Apache. You can search here. It is Apache, Tomcat, Apache, anything you can search. If you want to update your repository, you have the command helm repo update. If something is new is there, it will be automatically updated. See here, hang tight while we grab the latest from your chart repository. Successfully got an update from the Bitnami chart repository. Update completed. Happy helming. So if you want to update, if something is there newly pushed inside your repository, that will be automatically installed when you give the command helm repo update. Okay. So try searching various repos. I have shown you Jenkins. You can go for Nginx. If I search Nginx, then there will be a command. Helm search repo Nginx. So it will give you this. Nginx is an open source web server. This is Ingress controller, and this is deprecated Nginx open source for Intel. Is something is there. So these three charts on the name of Nginx is available in the Helm repository Bitnami. Okay, you can install and you can work. Previously we were writing the pod definition, we were writing this service definition, and both we are deploying it. kubectl apply -f command we are giving. Then we are taking the help of the service to expose, to see whether my service are exposed or not. Correct? Here, nothing you have to do. You have to only refer your repository, search the name. If that is available, then you can go installing directly. Everything required to run that application will be available, and that can be deployed without any writing manifest. Clear? Clear this concept?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, sir.
So there is one more thing. Here in the values.yaml file, when you give ls, in the values.yaml file, you have there in the pod definition you were having. I just show you ctl get deploy edit deploy I will just show you one thing. Suppose I am creating a helm create hello world. Okay, I'm just creating for myself, just for example, creating hello world. So here a hello world directory is created. You can go to this directory, hello world ls. You have this charts and the templates, okay, and the values.yaml file. So what is there in the template? cd templates will contain the directory. Templates will contain all the charts, all the YAML file, like deployment.yaml, vi deployment.yaml. So here you can see these all. Here you can see replicas. It is taking values from. Here you can see replicas. It is not given any replica. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not given. It is taking values dot replica count. So some chart is there which has its information that replica should be 3 or 2 or 1. Okay. Like here, you can see match label include hello world, selector label with values, metadata with values. Means these are the, like in Terraform, you have one tf.var file. Remember?
Yes.
Variable.tf file.
Yes.
What was the information there?
Information about our variable, sir.
So these all are the variables. Okay. Only you have to change your one file, that is values.yaml files. Everyone knows that Terraform concept or not, except Hiren, I am asking.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What was the concept?
If we give any value in the TF-vars file, and if we write a variable in our file, it will take that value from that file.
Okay. Suppose I am creating a resource and I am given some variable values there. Suppose reason. I have given variable. So that variable should be there in your variable.tf file. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
And if that variable also containing some variable, that will be in the tf.vars file. Correct? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, correct, sir.
So here also the deployment, that vi deployment.yaml is containing variable, and from where it is getting the value, it is getting this value from values.yaml file. Values.yaml. See here, I was searching for the replica. Here replica count is 1. See, only one replica is created there. So will be created. So replica count is 1. And all the values, service type is there, cluster IP, port 80, ingress, enabled, false. Everything is given in the values.yaml file. And main file, my deployment.yaml, is taking the variable from this file. If you want replicas is equal to 2, you have to change the values here. Then the replicas will there in the deployment, it will be automatically changed. Like same thing we have studied in the Terraform. Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
So Helm repo list, we have this repo added. Now I want to see which all charts are there. Helm list. So we have test Jenkins. I want to delete this. I will give the command helm delete test Jenkins. Okay. The release name I have to give test Jenkins is installed. Now you can see kubectl get PO. You will not find any pod because I have installed that chart. I have deleted that chart. Clear? I have deleted that release. So there was some charts, some manifest available, which are containing deployment manifest, which are containing pod manifest, service manifest, etc., etc. All those things will be deleted. Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Now
Yes, sir.
I have this. I am connected to this repository. I want to delete this repository. Then you have this command helm repo remove bitnami. Bitnami has been removed from the repository. Now you can see by Helm repo list, there will be no repository to show. Means you are disconnected from that Bitnami repository. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
So this was the concept of Helm. Very short. I have briefed you about the Helm charts. You have to study your own Helm. That is not very difficult. You have to study by your own how to install different charts. You have to, I am giving you one assignment to deploy some application through Helm chart. Previously, we have written some files, some manifest files. Here you have to deploy your application right through Helm charts, not by writing the manifest. You will able to do, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We will try.
Yes, sir. We will try, sir.
If you will not able to do, just contact me. I will arrange a separate class for all of you so that I can show you that this can be done through Helm chart. But try. I have given you the brief. I have given you the basic information about the Helm charts. Now you try by your own. That will be very, that you, I know you all will do. You have done so many big tasks. This task is very small. You can do.
Sir, any
Just be
application we have
confident.
to-
What?
Any application we have to.
Any application of your choice you have to deploy. Okay. Through Helm, not by writing manifest. Through Helm you have to deploy. Of your choice. Deploy Jenkins, open that Jenkins page, deploy Tomcat, open that Tomcat page, deploy Nginx, open that Nginx page. You have to show me anything of your choice. Okay. Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Now we will see about Prometheus and Grafana. Helm is clear. We will discuss something about Helm in the Prometheus and Grafana also, don't worry. So Prometheus and Grafana are the monitoring tools. Monitoring tools, and we will study Prometheus and Grafana. Prometheus and Grafana, Prometheus is one type of metric tool, monitoring tool, and Grafana is a dashboard. Okay, Grafana has a dashboard. It is also a monitoring tool, but it has a dashboard. It cannot run independently, or it cannot give the result, efficient results, if we run Grafana independently. So we are running Grafana with some other monitoring tool like Nagios. So Prometheus is one of the monitoring tool. We are running Prometheus and Grafana along to see the results of your cluster. You can use Prometheus and Grafana for monitoring of your AWS cluster, AWS instances, AWS resources, various resources like ECS, EKS, anything, or you can monitor your EKS cluster. We will see how to monitor EKS cluster through Prometheus and Grafana. So what type of things we require to monitor? You tell me. What are the different metrics we require to monitor? In Kubernetes, you have, today is the last class of Kubernetes. You tell me which type of resources should be monitored.
Pod CPU usage.
Correct? Okay, you have answered. Let other answer. One is pod, other is CPU usage. Then
And memory also.
just Hiren, you keep quiet. Let other answer. First
Pod
is
and pod
pod.
health.
Control panel metrics.
Control panel,
No, no, sir.
control plane, master.
Control panel. Sorry.
Okay, control plane. Okay. Any other? Memory is also there. Any other?
Application.
Application status.
Application status, you can see. Other
Health check.
health checks of your nodes, of your ports, you can see.
Network
How many
traffic.
ports are in deleting, how many ports are creating, you can see on the Prometheus dashboard, on the Grafana dashboard. CPU usage you can see the memory allocation, how many memories, how much memory is left, how much is consumed, you can see. Any other? You can see about the nodes, how many nodes are added to my cluster, how many nodes currently we are running, how my application is behaving, how my application is using my CPU, my memory. These all things can be seen on the dashboard of Prometheus and Grafana. So Prometheus gives the metrics and Grafana is used to visualize the metrics. Prometheus can be used independently also, means only Prometheus can be used, but there you need skills to read the metrics. I will show you why you need the skill to read the metrics. And in Grafana, that will be visualized. Visualized means everything will be seen in the, like you have someone has experience in Excel, they must be knowing there are bar chart, there are pie charts. That things are easy to understand, that can be used in the Grafana dashboard. Suppose you have a long Excel, you know which column is containing what values, but that is very difficult to understand. You need a skill set. So this line is containing my information. But if you are converting your Excel sheet to some pie chart, to some bar chart, that will be easy to interpret. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
How many of you have used Excel?
Yes, sir. I use Excel.
So there is a pie chart and bar charts in Excel.
Yes, sir.
That is easy to visualize, easy to interpret. Same thing is there in the Grafana dashboard. Prometheus gives the metrics and Grafana is used to visualize that metrics so that any user can understand that metrics by seeing the dashboard of the Grafana. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this was the concept. If you want, you can all deep dive into it. There is no problem in getting the knowledge of anything. If you want, you can deep dive into this concept, Prometheus and Grafana concept. If you want that this much information is required, is enough, that is enough. In interview, they will ask you which monitoring tool you are using. That time you have to give the answer. For Kubernetes cluster, we are using Kubernetes, Prometheus and Grafana. For AWS, we are using CloudWatch. Like that, these types of answer you have to give. And why Prometheus are used and why Grafana is used. Prometheus is a type of monitoring tool, gives metrics, but only a skilled person can understand that metrics. But Grafana is used to visualize the Prometheus metrics into a readable format. These answer you can give or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we will install Prometheus and Grafana and I will show you the dashboard. You have a dashboard will be open. You have to deep dive into your dashboard for seeing the how to use the Grafana dashboard. So I will just delete this cluster. This cluster is no longer needed. I will show you on your EC2 instance. Okay, leave it. I will install here only. Nodes are not allocated with the private IP. Okay, so in between I will show you the load balancer service also that I have told you that I will show you during the EKS. I will show you here only. So I will install Prometheus. So HELM is installed in my system already. So I will add the repo, HELM repo add stable. These documentation will be available in your organization. Don't worry. They will tell you which repository to refer. They have the documentation. Table has been added to your repository. Add Prometheus HELM repo. This repository also we have to add. HELM repo list. 2 repository I have added. If you want to search, you can search. I have to use this. Okay, Prometheus is a monitoring system. So for Prometheus, I will create one namespace. Okay. kubectl create namespace and Prometheus will be the name of that namespace. Everything will be done in the separate namespace. Okay. Namespace is created. Below is the Helm command to install kube Prometheus stack. So Helm install stable Prometheus, where we want to install in the namespace Prometheus. Today I am ending your Kubernetes class. If you find any problem, you just tell me in the group that you are facing difficulty. I will arrange a separate class for you based upon my time and your time. I will arrange a separate class. Don't worry.
Sir, what about ingress?
Ingress, I will tell you. Ingress is actually confusing. I don't want to confuse you at this point of time. That's why I haven't teaching ingress. That is a bit confusing. If you want, I will arrange one day class for ingress also.
Okay.
First do this, then I will also teach ingress. So it is installed. You can see kubectl get pod -n Prometheus. So these all charts are created and all are running. Means these pods are created and all are running. So let's check if Prometheus and Grafana pods are running already. So we have seen that all the pods are running. We'll see about the services. So these are the services: Alert Manager, Stable Grafana. These all are the services, but the type is cluster IP. So cluster IP is a service which is used. You tell me.
To communicate inside the cluster.
Inside the cluster.
So I want to communicate outside the cluster. Then I will change it to
Node port.
Node port.
Not port.
or
Load balance.
or
Load
load
balancer.
balancer. So there we have already seen node port. Here we will see load balancer service. This confirms that Prometheus and Grafana have been installed successfully using Helm. In order to make Prometheus and Grafana available outside the cluster, use load balancer or node port. Clear? So these all are the services created, but these services are the cluster IP services with external IP none. Clear? For that you have to use what it is telling. This, in order to make Prometheus and Grafana available outside the cluster, use load balancer or node port. Edit Prometheus service. This service I have to edit. Which service? This one. Table cube Prometheus STA Prometheus. In namespace Prometheus. Now search for the type. Type here is cluster IP. I have to change it to
load balancer.
load balancer. Okay. It is changed :WQ. Edited. It is showing edited. Now see, this is service is changed to load balancer, and you have got a external IP, load balancer IP, that is this one. There we are not able to use load balancer IP. There AWS is restricting us to use the load balancer as a service. Here we can use it because we are using Kubernetes service. That's why I was unable to describe load balancer service there. Here you will see one external IP is there. You copy this IP. See the port on which it is running, 31188. Okay, I will just copy paste here, 31188. Actually, it is not node port, it is load balancer. We can directly use 9090 here. Why it is not opening? See, the Prometheus has been opened. It was not opening because at the back end, the load balancer service was not configured properly. That's why it was not opening. This is the Prometheus dashboard. You cannot visualize it. You need here, you will not able to visualize it. This is the matrix it is giving, but you are able to see, you are not able to description alert manager has found members of this. It is some vague information for you, for you at this point. This you cannot understand. You need some skills to understand these alerts, which alerts it is giving. So this was the Prometheus. Now these all information you can see, you can visualize on Grafana easily. I will show you. So this was the Prometheus. Getting guys or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir,
this
get
was
it.
the
Yes, sir.
Prometheus dashboard. Now this Prometheus dashboard I will connect it to Grafana dashboard so that all things can be visualized. It is very difficult to see the minimum notification failure rate to dollar level integration. This is difficult. So I will go for Grafana. So I will also edit Grafana, this service. These all things are there in the Prometheus namespace. Remember it. So here type is cluster IP. I will change it again to load balancer. created. kubectl get svc. Is Grafana. Let it be ready. See, it will open your Grafana. For opening Grafana, there will be username and password. Username is admin. This is default. This is default. You can change afterwards, but this username and password are default. When you create div Grafana, this will be default, universal. So admin is my username, password. So this is the Grafana dashboard. You can see. We'll go to home. You have to set, then you will get all the things. See, state is normal, alert manager failed reload, health is okay. Here it is easy to visualize. You can set your own rules, what you want to see. You want to see CPU, you can set CPU. Deep dive into Grafana dashboard by your own. Okay, it is again a vast topic. Everything cannot be taught, but you can yourself watch some YouTube videos and deep dive into it. You will see everything is running normal. You can see by this etcd. For each you can see Cube Prometheus, health is okay, no namespace, Cube, CPU. You want to see you can see the graph also. These all three are the graph. Container, AWS node, endpoint, instance, These all are the in visualized format. So clear how to install Prometheus and Grafana?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
You can just, my suggestion is to spend at least one day in Prometheus and Grafana. That is very beneficial. Okay.
okay.
Watch some YouTube videos. Watch some YouTube videos to see how to configure your own metrics, how to configure Grafana, so that opening a main page will visualize everything. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this was the method to, I will pass this note. So this was the methods to install Prometheus and Grafana and Helm Chart. So today I am completing Kubernetes, and if you have any problem, I suggest you to come back to me. I am there to help you, and in between I will arrange one class for Ingress. Okay. At this point of time, I am not going for Ingress because it is slightly confusing topic. I don't want to confuse you at this point of time because the whole things will be mixed up in your mind. That's why be patient. Be patient. Go what I have taught you. Watch videos again. Go see the notes. The different things are there. Daemon sets, deployment, stateful set. Differences are there. You read those things. That will be beneficial. And after shell scripting, I will, based upon your suggestion, I will arrange one class for the Ingress, especially for Ingress, and we will show you how to do a live project that will be of 1 or 2 hour class. I will inform you well in advance for that class so that you can manage your works accordingly. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you arrange one class for Ansible, one or two class.
Which pod?
Ansible.
Ansible I will arrange. Ansible I will arrange. Don't worry. I will let you know about the Ansible. The thing is, देखो अभी ओपनिंग बहुत है, ठीक है, ओपनिंग अभी रिजाइन बहुत सारा पड़ा है, तो ओपनिंग बहुत है, इसलिए तुम लोग पहले इंटरव्यू फेस करो, सीख लो, उसके बाद धीरे धीरे सब कुछ हो जाएगा, जो तुमको चाहिए वो पढ़ाया जाएगा, वो मैं रेडी हूँ पढ़ाने के लिए, बस अभी थोड़ा इंटरव्यू फेस करने का कोशिश करो.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
ठीक है. So Kubernetes class ends. I will, depending upon your suggestion, on your requirement, I will arrange class for Ingress also. If you want for RBSE, I will arrange for RBSE also. You read it by your own first, then I will show you. Okay?
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Guys, thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.